First off, thank you all for being here today. Coach and ladies, how are you guys feeling after today's meet? You just competed in the first meet, the first home meet of the season, and how do you guys feel about the team's performance today?
Um, it's disappointing. This should have been another win for us. This is the second week where we should have had 2 wins under our belt, and yet in the second half we tend to give it away. And so for me, it's disappointing. It's how do I go back and strategize to make sure that when we come into next week against Presbyterian, that we're not just a first half team, but we're also producing what we need to do in the second half. So for me and the coaching staff, we're going to go back to the drawing board and figure out who can be the personnel that we need to make sure that our second half is stronger, or if not, just as strong as our first half.
You guys fought hard today, but what things do you guys need to adjust to get that first win of the season?
Definitely starting with passion, grit, and determination. It starts in your mindset. And we've had that, but we can see that we fizzle out a little bit, but that's what we're going to lock in moving forward for Presbyterian next weekend on Sunday. But we just have to show passion. If you're not showing passion, how are people going to watch and love it,
Ladies, today you guys saw a lot of change with the lineup today, especially in Heat 3 due to the injury of Rayla. How are you guys feeling about the changes of the lineup? Because we did see there was new tops out there, so how are you guys feeling about that? And moving forward as we play the ninth, how are you guys feeling about just the new lineup that's going to be come out because we don't know when Rayla's returning?
I can say that despite Rayla's shortcomings, Micaiah really did push through and realize the important role that she had to play, knowing the audience that Heat 3 has shown through social media. So I know that it was a lot for her, especially when coming back. We only had a short period amount of time to learn the skill and complete the skill with technique. So honestly, I am proud of Heat 3, and I'm proud of what they can do in a short period amount of time.
How are you guys able to handle the nerves and all the stress right before going out to perform?
Trusting your training. I mean, we practice 6 a.m. to 9 every day, so if we can do it at 6 a.m., how come we can't do it at any other time of the day? Trusting our teammates is a big thing, and trusting our coaches as well. But if we don't have trust, we don't have anything.
Coach, today we saw a new stunt that you guys have put on with Lena at the top. Can you just give us the background and what made you put that stunt out on the floor today?
Yeah, so last year we competed, we call it Crafty Craft. Okay. Last year we competed that. That was a 9-8 start value for us. And so we knew that with Rayla out and the pyramid that we did, the 1-1-1, with Rayla, we knew that we needed something quick and fast and something that we know that was going to execute. And we just relied on what we used last year, which was Lena, our top, and Olivia, our base as a bottom. And we just relied on what those people that was in that pyramid last year to be able to execute it. Johnny's number 26 from last year, she was a senior, she graduated, so we replaced her with Taya for this pyramid, and then one of our catchers was also no longer on the team, and so we replaced her with Lauren, number 6. So we were able to, execute that pretty quickly just because it was using majority of the people we had from last year.
So we know that injuries are impacting your guys' season pretty heavily so far. What are you guys doing to prepare and get ahead of those injuries that may be coming?
So we can't really anticipate any injuries. What we do is we use our technique and tactical skills in practice, and then we rely heavily on their PT. So our physical therapists, our strength and conditioning coaches, our athletic trainers are the ones who make sure that they are taken care of outside of the mat. And so we just rely on their expertise to make educated decisions from a coaching staff standpoint. And, at the end of the day, we're just using our technique and hoping for the best. But you can't anticipate any injury.
100%.
Outside of the 2 ladies you have today, were there any standout performances that kind of took you by surprise?
I would definitely say Micaiah stepping up a lot in Rayla's positions. Definitely, in orange and blue, if we go back to that one, she had a lot of nerves and she wasn't performing her best. And so that kind of put Rayla over that starting position for her. I think today it showed that, she's a reliable source. And, who knows what next week will bring for us because, she performed well. And she did it under pressure in a short period of time. So, I think for us, we're going to go back to the drawing board. We really want to make sure that we come out with a win for the rest of the season, so we don't expect anything less. So we're going to make sure from a strategy standpoint what's going to make sure that we capitalize on that win.
So my question is for Alicia. Alicia, today you actually was in the aerial pass this time for the first time this season, and especially you are coming off of Achilles injury. So can you explain how you feel about completing that pass and also scoring a 9.3 in the pass? So can you just explain your emotions, and also Coach and Liv, how do you guys feel about Alicia because she was out last season due to her injury?
Glory to God. That's the first thing. Like, I remember just telling myself, you're the one, you always have, you always will be. And just to remember and rely on your technique, just as Coach said. She told me to pipe down on my tumbling a little bit in my power, and I did so. But in the middle of the pass, I just had to trust myself. And all the crowd around me, I had to block it out and just hear the mat in my tumbling. But I felt amazing. Like, I can't wait to do it again, getting a high score as well. I'm just ready to keep going.
So last question, for both of you ladies. How do you guys feel moving forward to next week? Because y'all are back on the mat in literally in less than a week. So how are you guys just going to continue to train and prepare for your meet next week?
Oh, we're changing a lot.
Oh.
So, I told them they already know the expectation is that we're going to drill the second half of the meet. We're changing it, and we're going to put new personnel in there. We are not going to at least give it our all from a coaching standpoint, and so that we're prepared. Because we cannot afford another loss for no reason. So the expectation is to get that W. And, we're going to do whatever we can to make sure that they come out with a win. So if it means changing personnel, we'll change personnel. As far as, going back to your question about Alicia, I knew that she was able to conquer it. That was something that I definitely felt like she can do. So at the end of the day, we put our trust in our leaders. Olivia's a leader. Alicia's a leader. So they're 2 of 6 leaders on our team, and we put our trust in them when we have to dig deep. Makai is also a leader, which is why we put them in those roles to be able to handle that pressure when need be. And, Layla was out for this week, and Alicia stepped up and took on that role pretty quickly. So, we have no question about the personnel that we have. It's just, can they fully execute it? And Alicia showed us today that she's ready for that pass.
Perfect. Any more questions? Well, that's all I have. If anybody else doesn't have any more. Oh, we're good. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Good job.